Hey everybody, this is Scott Gustafson, e-business expert, coming to you once again from my home office here in North Carolina. And today I wanted to share with you a topic that's always been of inspiration and fascination to me, and that of course is the great inventors of our lifetime. And being a native of North Carolina, and this being the month of December, what two inventors come to my mind better than the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright. It was just a little over a century ago that these two bicycle shop owners decided to defy all laws of gravity and put a man in the air. They took their glider out on Kildover Hill, and the two brothers flipped a coin between who would fly the contraption. Wilbur won the coin toss, and it was just around noon on December 14th of 1903 that the Wright brothers sustained a flight of 59 seconds and flew 852 feet, not only anchoring them in history of time, but putting North Carolina on the map as being first in flight. What people don't know was that the Wright brothers were in competition with another man. His name was Augustus Moore Herring. Augustus was in Michigan, and he had sustained a lot of funds to build his glider. He had built multiple gliders before, all without an engine to them, but he had flew his gliders, which are pretty much like hang gliders that we have today. He had flew them successfully for a good amount of time, about 12 to 30 seconds. But he wanted to be the first man to fly. And as much commitment that he had, and inspiration and heart and passion to be the first man to fly, he was a bit of a perfectionist. He wanted to make sure that if he flew, his glider would get enough elevation off the ground, that it flew the longest for the greatest amount of time. He just wanted everything to be perfect. And so he had built this fancy glider, and he had searched all over for this motor that would give him enough horsepower to sustain a long flight time. And he just worked and worked and worked and tried to perfect so many things, whereas the Wright brothers were down here in North Carolina, and they had a small motor and this little cheap glider that they had spent not more than $1,000 of the $50,000 that the government had funded them. And the first time they tried to fly, they crashed and they broke a wing. And the second time they tried to fly, they crashed and they broke the engine propeller. And then they tried to fly again, and they crashed, 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 until that one time on December 14th, that they took off and they flew. And they have since then been remembered as being the men who could fly. And so the whole point of this video today is, if you have a business, whether it's a brick and mortar business or a click and order business, you have to take action. If you don't take action, you're never going to succeed. Well, my mentor, Aaron Rashkin, always used to say that if you wait for all the traffic lights to turn green, you'll never get out the front door. And the same statement can be put to this test as well. That if you just wait for everything to be exactly perfect the way that Augustus had, then you're never going to succeed, because you're never going to fail. See, the Wright brothers only succeeded because they failed so many times. And people will always remember you as much for your failures as they do remember you for your successes. But you're never going to excel unless you're never going to succeed unless you fail first. So, my point to you today is to take action. Don't be afraid to fail. because if you're afraid to fail, then you won't feel the excitement of success. So this is Scott Gustafson, e-business expert, telling you that if you're ready to start your own business, take action today. And I'll see you at the top.